I must admit, what the fuck was that shit? Listen, they got Dan Rayfield twice. All right, the first little media call one-on-one, right? First always is Dan Rayfield. It's always Dan Rayfield. And then it'd be like the LA Times, then it'd be Ring TV, and then they start working they way down the little totem pole. So it's like this. I get a question in every other media call or some shit like that. So sometimes you never know. You just gotta be waiting. You just gotta be waiting. You never know when your name gonna get called. So the last media call I was on, I didn't think my name was gonna get called, so I fucked it up. You know, and I just wasn't ready. I was fucking around in the back and shit. But long story short, I didn't get a question in because they went to Dan Rayfield twice. Okay, understandable. It's ESPN. You know, then they went to ESPN Deportes twice, and they always, every single media call you ever on with ESPN Deportes, they come on some old loudspeaker shit. Always loud. You know, and then a whole bunch of other motherfuckers, they ain't even fucking know who they were. But the problem I have is, which is understandable, these questions they don't be questions that the people who are buying the fights give a fuck about. The people who are buying the fights, they don't give a fuck how fucking Canelo Alvarez got called Saul. They don't give a fuck about that shit. They don't give a fuck about what does it feel like to be fighting, you know, for the 2 titles, and what does it feel like to be fighting in, you know, in the new T-Mobile Arena. Nobody gives a fuck about that shit. God damn it. Nobody gives a fuck about that. But at the same time, I understand it. You know, I understand it. So what we got from the media call is, these are the things I wanted to accomplish personally from this media call. Whether I got to ask these questions or whether they were answered. Number one, what the hell is going on with the undercard? Now, I understand, you know, I've been covering boxing for quite some time, and I've learned a lot about boxing politics. I understand when you have a big fight like this, you really don't need a popping undercard. But my God, what's up with the co-feature? Let me see if she can count today. Hey, Siri. How many days until September 16th?
It's 39 days until then.
Okay, sometimes she be fucking up. Okay, so it's 39 days away. Now, we understand, right, that Mayweather-McGregor is like 18 days away, some old bullshit like that, right? And that undercard hasn't been officially announced, but we do know what that undercard is going to be. So I guess you could say, well, do Golden Boy have time? And also, why do they need to focus on an undercard when the fight's already sold out? You know, when the fight's already sold out. So I don't expect for it to be a big undercard. We were hearing names like Lucas Matisse, you know, who is possible. Somebody go to his Instagram and check and see if he's in training or something. Somebody go check his social media. You know, and then, you know, David Lemieux, but he's been dealing with a shoulder injury, which is one of the reasons why he didn't fight Billy Joe Saunders or is not fighting Billy Joe Saunders. So I guess we can just, you know, assume that the undercard is just not going to be good. We were looking at it earlier. You know, who was it? Diego De La Hoya and some other shit. You know, I mean, of course we're going to watch it. You know, and I got some big news. I probably won't have the news until the end of the week. You know, but, you know, whatever the case may be, I'm going to enjoy the shit out that card. You know why? Because this is a fight that, and I'm sorry, every time I start to talk about it, my blood pressure gets a little bit high. This is a stressful job I have, man. But if you got any goodness in your soul, and a lot of you no good scumbag souls, because a lot of you boxing fans are scum. I've learned a lot of you boxing fans are scum. You will buy this fight, and you will be happy you bought it. So if you buy Mayweather versus McGregor, right? You better have your Canelo versus Golovkin money. I don't want to see nobody on social media streaming. I'm gonna curse at you. You can be the most hardest of niggas out there. You know, I'm gonna curse you the fuck out like fuck you, you nut ass boxing fan. How you ain't gonna buy the fight, bro? That's fucked up. I don't give a fuck who you are. That's some nut ass shit. And then y'all want to talk about what fighters should be making and the politics and all that, but then you don't support the sport. It's no reason why Warren Kovalev 2 should have did some fucking 130,000 pay-per-view buys. What is wrong with you people? You make me sick. You make me sick. for one of the biggest, so much animosity during that boxing fight, during the build-up between Ward and Kovalev. Each press tour was something that you wanted to see. Listen, where was y'all at? Why didn't you buy? So when it comes to this fight, I can't believe, like, you know what? People be talking so much shit, man. People be talking so much shit about, well, you know, I noticed about this boxer and everything, but you don't support the sport. That's why motherfuckers going around here talking about UFC beating us, but they're not. Boxing is not dying. Anytime you have a UFC fighter who has to come over to boxing to make the most money he's ever made in his career, he's going to make more money in one night than he made in his entire career. Probably double. He probably will make more than the UFC salaries alone for 1 year. And boxing is not dead. No way. Y'all hurt me, man. Y'all hurt me deep. When I saw those pay-per-view numbers, I was telling people like, yo, Ward Kovalev 2 gonna do some major numbers. There's so much animosity, man. These motherfuckers is pissed. You know, they call Kovalev a racist. He's saying he's gonna crush, you know, Andre Ward and end his career. Andre Ward with the face-offs, never turning away. Andre Ward punched his balls. He punched his balls so hard. He was punching the shit out of his balls. But hey, listen, that last one, it was borderline, but it wasn't low. It wasn't low. You know. You can blame the American media. Yeah, you can. You can. You know, we need change when it comes to boxing media. We need new ways of covering these fights, innovative shit. You know, remember the days of suit and tie boxing media are over. Nobody listens to them. You know, they don't tell you shit. Boxing media is changing, man. It's been changed. You'd be surprised. Let me tell you how it works with boxing media. Boxing writers are more respected when it comes to PR and promotional companies. Like the Yahoos, the ESPNs, the fucking Wall Street Journals, the LA Times, the CBS Sports. You know, they're all respected. And they get special treatment when it comes to the people like us on the YouTube level, competition or not. You know, we need more credit because we sell these fights. We are the hardcore media that's pushing these fights to the people like you that are buying. Or a demographic for all of us here on YouTube and on social media. But yet they give the preferential treatment or the special treatment to the writers and shit. The people who have to appeal to the casual fans, but they don't have it. They don't have it to appeal to the casual fans, if it makes sense, outside of their large platforms. But in this day and age, as I said before, you'd be surprised. Every press conference I go to, and you have to understand those are questions that have to be asked. You know, you have to ask those questions. Somebody's got to do it. You know, but every press conference I go to, it's always about the city. You know, how does it feel to fight in the mecca of boxing? And you'll have some of the reporters asking that same shit. You know, how does it feel for the first time? What messages do you have for your people back at home? And I can understand all that, but it's like, my God, we just did a media call where nobody asked about the undercard. What in the heck? What in the world? Because, you know, what do we want to know? What do we want to know? What do we people want to know? What do the people want to know? The people want to know what's going on with the undercard. And Canelo, can you give us a reason and not no bullshit? Can you tell us the real shit on why you're not fighting for the WBC, bro? Can you tell us come on, bro? Can you tell us the real shit? Come on. What's the real shit? You see what I'm saying? You know, so I don't know, man. I've been on a mission to try to change some shit. But, you know, it takes, you know, it's no I in team. People thought I was crazy before. Remember, people used to be like, you know, he ain't never gonna get to no fights and no shit like that. I be trying like to ask like real shit, but remember, I can't go in there fucking cowboy, you know, shooting the shit out with all these questions and shit. You know, you got to slowly work your way in to the point where now people know when I show up to events, they know like, oh shit, He gonna ask the real shit. I had some weird shit happen to me at Bruno Garcia. You know, I'm just saying there was some weird shit. So I had asked Gervonta Davis about Tevin Farmer. And then it was some reporter dude, like he turned and looked at me, and then he did like this wink, like I didn't know what to think of that. It was weird, but the way he did it, I turned and I looked, and he was like, I can't see it, but it was weird, man. But it's like, yo, like you'd be surprised like how we'll be in these media like post-fight press conferences or press conferences, and the microphone will go around, and I'd be like this, and excuse me, yo, and they look at me, and they're like, go here. You know, just somebody asks some dumb shit, and it's like, yo, people don't care, man. People don't care. So as time goes on, I'm starting to get the reputation of that when I show up to events, people know I'm going to ask some, they know I'm going to ask some real shit. Because what's going to happen if I come on here and do a live stream, because y'all motherfuckers ain't no good. I told y'all how y'all motherfuckers ain't no good, and a bunch of you are a bunch of bullies anyway. So what if I was to go to the event and ask some dumb shit, come back and do a live stream, and then motherfuckers be like, oh, T-Street, you didn't ask no real shit. You went in there at the motherfucking reporters. Or what if I would have let Adrian Broner punk me, right, at that press conference? Adrian Broner punked you, T-Street. You called me flat-footed and he put you in your place. Come on, man. We're not having that. We're not having it. We're not having it around here. I'm not traveling all the way up to fucking New York, getting lost and shit, getting trapped out there, going broke, you know, and going out there to ask some bullshit. Fuck that. That's why when I go out there, I can't be told no. Don't get me wrong. You know, we had that issue with Mayweather versus McGregor press conferences, but we no longer have any issues with them anymore. For example, we're going to the Mayweather versus McGregor, the Mayweather media workout this Thursday. First try, no emails, no phone calls. We're not having that. So it's like this. I'm not traveling all the way to New York to go to these events. And y'all know me. I'm blessed to be able to be at these events, to get to these events, to be accepted under my own brand, under Fight View 360, something I've created and that I've built. But I don't like being at these fights. I don't get starstruck. Oh, yeah, that's Dave Chappelle. That's 50 Cent. I don't be giving a fuck. You know, I'll be trying to get that footage, get those answers, and get the hell home. You know? Because why? Because my job is to sell motherfucking fights. My job is to sell fights. You may not like my methods. You may be thinking, man, he be playing too much. He be trolling. Listen, my job is to sell fights. My job is to ruffle feathers, to get you all hype up and to tell you that Floyd Mayweather never seen a style like Conor McGregor's or that speed. He never seen that type of style. But we're talking about Canelo versus Golovkin. The fight that the people wanted. The fight that the people wanted. You know, the people been asking for it. Just like they said with Mayweather versus McGregor, the people been asking for it. You, the people. Leonard Albee said it was you that asked for it. He said everywhere he went, the people, you, were asking about the fight. Don't you know, some reporter on that media call asked, some reporter on that call asked if Floyd Mayweather was to beat, I mean, if McGregor was to beat Floyd, would Canelo fight McGregor? You see how they tried to trick him up? Because what if Canelo would have just said, yeah, hell yeah. They would have been like, oh, okay, come on. Do you honestly think, right? Do you honestly think that if McGregor and Canelo could have happened, that it wouldn't have happened, that Golden Boy wouldn't have went for it? Same thing with Bob Arum and Top Rank. You think if Conor McGregor and UFC called up Manny Pacquiao and say, yo, we can make this super outrageous, crazy-ass freak show fight. It's going to make a whole bunch of money, but we don't give a fuck, bro. You know? Bro. You think that they wouldn't have took that deal? But one thing I got to say, man, I'll tell you. Listen, if I hear any of you, you no good, let me just calm down. Buy Canelo versus Golovkin. Let's show that boxing is not dying. Even though it's not dying, it's only fucked up here in the States. Don't get it twisted. Boxing is not dying. Boxing is thriving over in the UK. Boxing is thriving over there now with King Jeff Horn. You know, Germany, boxing is always lit. Don't forget Japan and China and Thailand. Boxing be lit over there. Canada's boxing, Canadian boxing gonna rise. It's just that this shit is fucked up over here in the States right now. Shit is fucked up here, man. You know? Shit is fucked up out here. Like, you know it's gonna be chaos. There used to be a time, like, right, in the neighborhood I grew up, like, years and years ago. I was just a boy at the time. But if you have like one group hustling, selling crack on this block, 2 blocks away, you know, they selling crack, they selling crack, they selling crack. Some got better crack than others. Eventually, they all gonna go to war, and eventually, they all gonna start fucking each other shit up to the point where people are like, yo, too much shooting this shit around here. We ain't gonna get our shit from here no more, or sales gonna start dropping. The point I'm trying to make is, when it comes to boxing in the United States, in America, it's too many promoters, you know, and it's not saying that there shouldn't be. It's just that they're not working together, right? You know why the UFC thrives? Because they have Dana White and Zuffa running all that shit. You can't dump nobody in the UFC. When it comes to Eddie Hearn, the 2 major promotional companies over in the UK are Matchroom. The 2 main ones are Matchroom and Box Nation. That's why Eddie Hearn is giving us, you know, big fights over there and putting big fights over there for you guys and rebuilt that market over there. Because he don't allow no politics in this shit. It's not like he's got I got to be able to work with, like over here, right? Golden Boy's got to be able to work with Top Rank's got to be able to work with Golden Boy and PBC. Then you got the Bella who may not like to work with Top Rank and shit. There's too much shit going on. There's too much shit going on. I don't know who's gonna win though. I don't know who's going to win. Now, let me tell you some shit. I'm one of those people that feel that Canelo beat Erislandy Lara. It all depends on my logic for that fight. It all depends on how do you count jabs. Erislandy Lara was doing a lot of movement, throwing a lot of jabs. We're not going to get into that debate. I'm not going to argue with you. You're not going to argue with me. I'm not trying to hear your shit. We're not going to get into you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. I feel Canelo beat Erislandy Lara. I feel Golovkin is the better boxer than Canelo. But what has Canelo shown us? He's shown us that he's been able to beat up on boxers who had layoffs, smaller fighters. Looking at Golovkin's resume, though, ain't nothing there. But if you look at those fights, on Golovkin's, and we went through it in detail. If you look at those fights outside of Willie Monroe, all those fights meant something. They were either for a belt or to get to a belt. All of them. Outside of Willie Monroe. And I'm talking about after Ousmane Wadama. When you look at Kell Brook, he had to get that money. That was the biggest penny of his career. He had to get that money. That money was right there. You know? So you have one guy whose resume doesn't look well, but those fights mean something. He wasn't just picking names out of a hat and they didn't mean anything. You have another guy who's been fighting smaller fighters, or a Chavez Jr. at 164.5. Where'd they get that number from? When he said he couldn't make 160 and he dropped his belt, and then he's mad at the WBC. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. You know what I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do something creative. I'm going to take this little end of the video and I'm going to edit it and make it just a whole little video itself. Because ain't nobody going to listen to that fucking media call bullshit with that static, right? They ain't going to listen to that shit. And then I'm pissed off at that media call. Why am I so pissed off? Oh, I had court today. That's why. I knew it, man. My nose, my mustache is like twirling up into my nose and shit. Itching my nose. I'm in an uproar today. So we're going to talk about. We have 13, 14 minutes left in this show. Then I'm going to go do some videos and I'm going to pump out some random content. You know, we've been busy. We put out like 20-something videos since like Saturday or some shit. You know? Yeah, I've been pissed off, man. Hold on, I'm looking for something. Hold on. The questions are static. Yeah, man. You know, that wasn't a pleasant experience. With that static, and that wasn't pleasant. That wasn't something, you know, that I was like, oh, I'm really enjoying this media call. God damn it, wow. So what we got from the media call is, truth be told, what was the main shit that got answered? Like, what questions did you have about Canelo versus Golovkin that got answered on that media call? Nothing. I mean, yeah, they asked Saul Canelo how he got his name, but who cares about that? Right? You know? Oh, here's a question. Canelo is saying he's around 172, 175 right now. So, you know, that's like, you know, that's like some news, I guess, right? He says he's 172, 175. I was like, how don't you know what you are today, though? How don't you know what you are today? It's like, you know, aren't you supposed to weigh yourself the fight is 38 days away. I guess he's not really worried about that right now, I guess. You know, but it's like he said he's between 172 or 175, some shit like that. So that was the news that came out of the media call. Let me see what other news. He talked a little bit about how, like, he sparred with Golovkin and said that he learned some shit, you know, that he can't talk about, you know. So she said he learned some shit, you know. But I could have been doing other shit, you know. But it's my job, you know. I'm not complaining, man. Like I said, I'm blessed to be on those media calls and stuff, you know. But I've been on a lot now, a lot of media calls. It'd be a lot of them motherfuckers, you know. You know, and sometimes you get a question and sometimes you don't. You know, that's what I guess that's just life, you know. Life can be like unfair. You know, you may want to be asking questions and shit, you know, but just can't, you know, kill Golovkin's liver. But who was the better fighter, though? Also, if you don't know, Golovkin, well, Abel Sanchez is talking that if Golovkin wins, he's going to vacate and move to 168. Could he get the winner of that 168 tournament? Can you imagine like a Golovkin, Colin Smith or some shit? And what about Canelo if he wins? What is he going to do? Don't be surprised if they try to Cotto rematches either. Don't be surprised if they try to Cotto rematches, right? Canelo versus Cotto 2. Don't be surprised if they try some bullshit, because I was wondering, like, okay, we know Cotto was getting Yoshihiro Kamagai, right? But what did Golden Boy promise him some shit? They promised him, like, well, you come with us, you know, we'll get you that Canelo rematch, bro. We'll get you that big money fight to sing you out your career on another ass whooping. You know, they ain't fighting no Charlo. Canelo ain't fighting no Charlo. And Canelo in a situation right now, see, he already popped his cherry. He already dropped one belt. So now, if it ever came to a point where he was mandatory for Charlo, remember, he's not fighting for the WBC. So that WBC could very well be vacant. You know, because we don't know if I don't think they want to do it. But if the WBC does it, they could make it, since Canelo's not fighting for the WBC, they could make it so that if Golovkin loses, he loses that WBC title. And it'll just be vacant. Then Charlo can fight whoever the number 2 is for the WBC. But let's say, for example, if one of those Charlos were to be the IBF mandatory at 160 and Canelo beats Golovkin, or the WBA mandatory, you think that Canelo ain't gonna be like, man, the belt don't make me, you know, and all that shit, and drop another belt. His cherry already popped. He already popped the cherry, baby. He will drop the shit out of another belt. You think he give a fuck? You know? He will drop the shit out of it. You know? Which Charlo? Didn't Jacobs move up? Oh, man. What you mean? No, Jacobs didn't move up. Jacobs at 160 pounds still. He's coming back October the 14th. The Charlo that just beat one-legged Jorge Sebastian Highland on undercard of Bruno Garcia. That Charlo. You know? Jamal. Jamal is the bigger one. Jamal is IBF. Well, former IBF who beat Julian Williams, moved to 160. He's now WBC mandatory. Jermell is WBC, the one who knocked Charles Hatley out on undercard of Berto versus Porter. You know, see, I can tell now. Before, when I first met him, I got confused. You know, but you can tell now because Jamal is visibly bigger than Jermell. Like, if you're there with him, he's physically, like, he's visibly bigger. So you can tell them apart now. You can tell them apart. But if you see one by himself, you could be kind of confused. Like, which one is that? You know? It's one of them. Yeah, they say Highland was drunk or some shit. They say he was cool the day before. He got in the ring, just had crazy legs. What was up with that? What was up with that? And then I'm in the back, right? I see him walking, you know, to like the doctor and shit. I'm looking at his legs like, hey, what the fuck was wrong with him? He cool. He wasn't limping or nothing. I think I got the footage. Because I was waiting for I forgot who I was waiting for to come back. You know, because you see the fighters as they come back and they go to like the doctor and shit before they go back to their locker room. So I see him walking and I'm like, and I'm looking at his legs. I'm like, well, what the fuck? They go back. Because first I thought like, well, damn, they don't got him on like a stretcher or nothing. Man, he was drunk. What if he was drunk? His legs was looking real crazy in there, man. No, I gotta find the video. It's mixed in. It's mixed in. Like it wasn't me recording him. It was just some random ass footage that I had, you know, and I was looking like, oh shit. You know, so it's around somewhere. I should just upload that shit, right? To give Charlo some vindication. Because people getting on him like, yo, you don't get no stripes for beating up that one-legged motherfucker. But in the back, ain't nothing look wrong with dude. He was walking like regular. He was walking like regular. And I'm thinking like, well, wait a minute. What the fuck was up with his leg up in there? You know? Maybe it was voodoo. What if somebody voodooed him? They did to like you know, not Pacquiao mom, but somebody else. What's my voodooed him? No? No, man. No, I gotta find the footage. I gotta find it. I gotta find it. Somebody probably voodooed him, yo. He faked it. Listen, something wasn't not. If you look at it and if you watch it in HD, that shit didn't look fake. I think he was drunk. That shit didn't look fake. That shit was weird looking. Like the way it was all popping about, he couldn't put like no weight on it. Maybe he had a child horse. Who knows? You know, the motherfuckers hurt, man. And they say, like, even if you have shoes on, you gotta take your shoes off and let like your bare foot hit like a cold concrete floor and then go away. You know, to go away. You know? Who knows? Yeah, that shit was weird. But I'm really interested. Like I said, I'm really interested to see. I'm really interested to see. Like what's the route? What's the route for Canelo if he wins? Yes, David Hayes supposed to be returning in December on against Parker or Fury. Crazy, right? So, like what route does Canelo go if he beats Golovkin? There won't be a rematch. However, if Canelo loses to Golovkin, there'll be a rematch. If Canelo wins, there won't be a rematch. Pacquiao versus Horn, they're trying to put it on ABC in November, around like a football game. It's going to be big. I'm talking about like free television ABC here in the States. So, God damn it, let me stay on topic. We only got 9 minutes left. Canelo versus Jacob. See, that is possible. That is very, very possible, especially with Al Heyman, you know, and Golden Boy working together. That is very, very possible. Because Danny Jacobs just recently said that Billy Joe Saunders didn't show any interest, and David Lemieux didn't show any interest. And David Jacobs is coming back October the 14th. Yeah, Benavidez Ramirez is not happening anytime soon. Yeah, I just got that news on some random shit. That's some random ass news I got from somebody who followed me on Instagram. Just sent that shit to my inbox. I get a lot of news like that. I think she like fucking with him or something. I think it's like one of. Oh, let me shut up. David Lemieux. Danny Jacobs said David Lemieux didn't want it, but also David Lemieux was injured. He's dealing with a small shoulder injury. Oh yeah, Lemieux Canelo. Yeah, there you go. That's it right there. That's it right there. So if Canelo beats Golovkin, it'll be Lemieux Canelo, like in May or some shit. You know, fuck around being December. There you go. Yeah, you figured it out. They've been talking about that for a long time. In fact, I believe that they said like I think that Lemieux was like promised Canelo with some shit as long as he kept winning. So, yeah, there it is. So what I'm going to do is I've been covering the World Boxing Super Series tournament. I'm going to put out a couple videos on that. You know, after I'm done with this, I'm going to clean up a little bit. What else am I going to do? Start some dinner. You know, start some dinner. Put out some videos. I'm gonna put out. You know, a video I'm gonna put out. I'm gonna put out. Even though people be saying that shit be old, but I have for example, I have new content that nobody else has, but also I have old shit too. So, you know, I've been drowning in like content, you know, drowning in interviews and stuff from, you know, so I'm slowly putting that out and mixing it in with videos that I do for fights, if you noticed. So the next video I'm going to put out is when Leonard Ellaby was getting chewed out. I mean, Dan Rayfield was getting chewed out by Leonard Ellaby. And then also, what else? What else? Probably something from Dana White that I did a long time ago. I mean, a few weeks ago. You know, some shit like that. You know, so you may see some Hank Lundy stuff I had on my channel, I have on the channel, but that stuff is old, but it's relevant today. And I thought I lost it, and then I found it. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna put this shit out. I'm gonna put this shit out. Yeah, no, I'm sitting on. I got lots of content, yo. Like I'm blessed to have all this content. I got lots of shit because it just be me editing and uploading the shit, man. So you know, I just be sitting on it. So now I have content for I have lots of content. You know, lots of shit. Then talk shit and still showed up at the press tour. Yeah, right. Give me his credential. Shit. He's talking about some he not gonna be covering it. That's not his place. His job is ESPN. You think ESPN gonna let Dan Rayfield tell he's the head of ESPN boxing, right? You think they're gonna let him tell Dan what fight he covering and not gonna cover? Remember, he pulled that shit with Ward versus what Ward fight did he didn't cover? Like he really didn't cover? What Ward fight was that? Which one was that? The one with the fucking guy, the little guy. The one before Kovalev. You know, you think ESPN was going to allow him not to cover Mayweather McGregor? Come on, man. Come on. I met Dan Rayfield though, cool dude, I guess. You know, but that shit is true. That shit is true. Like once he showed up to the buffet, man. You know, because in one thing, like at the fights, they take care of you. Like you know, like especially PBC events, they feed the shit out of you. You know, so they say once you show up. You know, you better listen. You better have had your fill. You better have had your fill because everything is going. I'll just leave it at that. Everything's going. You see motherfuckers see them coming, they start getting up there, getting their other plates and shit, wrapping their shit up. You know, for later and shit. Like shit, we ain't getting no leftover. Get this shit now. You know? How to get this shit down. I did the same thing. I saw him coming. I was like, we gonna get my other plate. I did it live on camera. I was like, oh. I was like, oh, he's here. I went up there and started making my other plate. Fuck that. You know, the staff that beat in a little fucking what's the people that call that watch like the food and shit and change the shit out? They be like, oh, you know, the Hispanics. They be like, oh, we're going home early. We're going home early. You know, all food didn't run out. You know, but hey, listen, hey, whatever, man. So yeah, you know, we don't have no mainstream boxing this week. We don't have no boxing this week, yo. So next week is the big one. You know, it's Crawford versus Ndangu. You know, and then what else? That's a big ass card. And there's some other boxing on earlier that day. And then, of course, if you don't know, once Crawford and Ndangu starts, that's the 19th. Every single week, it's a major boxing event or a boxing event for hardcore fans to be watching all the way up until December. Ain't that crazy? And we're talking, and it's still so many fights that hasn't even been announced yet. So we have a very active boxing season coming up. Very active boxing season coming up. You know? Very active. Hold on. About time somebody will be undisputed. Yeah, it is. You are right about that. It is surely about time. Mm-hmm. You're gonna watch my boy? Of course, I watch all of them. Yeah, yeah. He's fighting. I forgot the name of the guy. I forgot the name of I forgot the name of the guy he's fighting. You know, Miller's not. I mean, White versus Miller is not going to happen. I don't see that happening before White Chisora 2. I don't see that happening before even White Bemain Stavern. Off the top, if you know it's been a while, your channel been sitting at 20K, not to mention much. I mean, it's like this. That really doesn't like really bother me, I guess. Like people like it's like this, like my subscribers are growing. For example, we've and this is plus minus. We've gained 700 in the last 40 days, something like that. You know, but the key to subscribers is consistency. You know, and also I'm wealthy. I'm not. I hate to keep. I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it because I don't look at it like that. But I don't need this for money. I lose money every month doing this. When you factor in my equipment, when you factor in the cable bill, when you factor in you know, travel expenses, you know, everything that I do, you know, that shit all costs money. And I only make about what? An average of $200 a month off of YouTube or some shit. You know, so look at me. If you, depending on how you look at it, I give to the sport, to cover the sport. You know, so I'm not really like it's like this. I'm not concerned about subscribers, like as far as them growing, because what I'm trying to do, or what I am doing is we're leapfrogging our competitors. We're not after subscriber. No, it's going to get to a point that when we have all our shit in order and everything's consistent, you know, then we're going to be better than all our competition. There's not too many people on YouTube now. There's not too many people on YouTube now that does videos where you see the person, where I'm live, I'm a person, you know? Like we have our own market, and truth be told, we have, you can say 27,000. How many people got 27,000 subscribers? You know? So, you know, I've been doing YouTube for so long. It's like this channel turned 3 years old on July the 28th. You know, I'm not here to be just, you know, like we're trying to take over boxing media, which is why we have access to every single boxing event in the world. So even if you don't see progression on the YouTube channel, understand that I have a multimedia platform. We have social media. We have a website. You know, we have so many a reputation with promoters and everything. You know, we have so much going on outside of YouTube. YouTube is small change compared to like what we have. So, you know, you look at like the YouTube and say, well, it's only 27,000, only 27,000. You know, only. You know, remember, I can still, after a major fight, do 50, 60, 70,000 or 100,000 plus views. Let's not get that twisted. So, you know, like when the times matter and when it comes to the major fights, you know, the people have been watching me for years, they still come out. They still want to hear what I have to say. So, you know, right now we're trying to bring you something different than what you're getting on YouTube or on social media when it comes to boxing. You're getting a media reporter, right? And myself, you know, you're getting a media reporter, right? And myself, where you know the person. Like I'm a regular ass dude, but yet I be right there with the fighters now. Or if I'm not there, we have people at events scattered all over the world. You know, so the goal is, you know, to do my little world tour over the next 7, you know, months or so. Do my little world tour over the next 7 months or so. You know, and then send nobody, you know, and then like send people to fights and not go myself. When we get the podcast rolling, you gain a lot of supporters. The podcast will be rolling definitely for sure, consistently on Mondays after Canelo versus Golovkin. So it's like this, you know, and that's another good thing. Once I get the podcast right, and that's consistency. Because remember, you do a podcast, it has to be consistent. It has to be consistent. You know, I was never Don Juan's bitch. People be saying that. But yeah, he was on some bitch ass shit. That was some bitch ass shit. You know, so when you can do a podcast, that's consistency. Also, those podcasts will bring people to the channel, the website active. That will bring in a different type of a viewer. So you know, we got things, and you know how the saying goes. You know how the saying goes. It's like Rome wasn't built in a day. So you know, to the people that matter, like the PR people, the promoters, the ones who give us the credentials, as long as we have their respect and you know what we're doing, then I'm cool. I can give a fuck what a supporter has to say. No disrespect, not in that way. But what I'm trying to say is the people who matter know what we're doing is big and they know what we're doing is legit. That's why we wouldn't be getting to these events, right? You just don't say, oh, well, I'm gonna be a media reporter. I'm gonna go to these boxing events. That shit is not easy, bro. You know how many events we had to get turned down, you know, to get to this point? That shit's not easy. You can't just say, oh, I want to go cover this fight and they let you in. No, 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 no. They want to know what you can do for them. You know, so, you know, don't get it twisted. Like I said, I be making shit look easy. You know, but this shit is not easy. You know, I had to lose a lot to get to this point. I had to lose a lot, like a lot. You know, and then remember, I'm going through a custody battle, a heated custody battle, you know, and I'm just trying to cover boxing. So we're going to have phone-ins, yes. We're going to have all that stuff. And right now, this is actually a point in time like where this is a point in time like when I'm actually ahead. You know, like before, it was like, oh, man, we got these deadlines to me. I got to get this done. Now it's just like, yo, like this winter's going to be really, really good for T Street Controversy and Fight U360. Because we had, like, the hardest part was getting the faith of the PR and the promoters. That was the hardest part. You know, so therefore, so I can, like, off of my name, off of me, I can contact the promoter and say, you know, I want our guy or my guy to cover this fight. This is his name. Can you let him in? You see what I'm saying? So it took a lot to get to that point. And they watch my videos. You think they don't come to my channel? This is the main point of the views, you know? You think they don't come to the channel? So, you know, even though they may say, like, yo, you be on some crazy shit sometimes, but, you know, they be like, well, you know, you do work hard. And that's all it's about. My job is to cover fights. And I make sure I let them know, hey, listen, I don't make no money off of this. I'm putting money into this sport. And I'm cussing people out for not buying fights. I cuss you out. You don't buy fights, I curse you out. You don't buy fights, I cuss you out. Simple as that. Did you make the Loma fight? Hell no. Where's the Loma fight at? Oh, somebody block Marcus Phoenix. Somebody block him. Ban him forever. Ban him forever. It's a new day around here, bro. It's a new day around here. T Street full-fledged now, bro. Somebody, where's my mods at? Like, block him forever. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, let me calm down. We're not going to talk about how you people don't buy no fights. So, you know, like I said, I'm blessed to be, you know, in a situation where, like, yo, like, we get to fights now, you know? We get the fights now. So, I can't, like, that's a blessing. Like, I can't put it into words like how blessed that shit is to be like, yo, we get the fucking fights, you know? So, yeah, my bad. I forgot about the delay. We got 7 minutes. The reason why I was running my mouth, so it extended. So, you know, now I got to go for another 7 minutes so it can be a nice hour and 45-minute video. I don't like when a video says 1 hour 36 minutes or some shit like that. You know? Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. You know, people are, you know how motherfuckers gonna be. You know how motherfuckers are. They're gonna be like, you know, well, you didn't get to this fight. You didn't get to this fight. I built my own business, bro, from the ground up. You need to go out on the food run again. Nah, we've been doing pretty good on like the diet. You know, I did get okay. I did. You know, after I lost out on the Broner fight, you know, I did get a little depressed after I lost out on that payday. You know, I went out and ate a whole bunch of food. You know, but feeling a lot better now. I've been watching my weight, really relaxing. You know, breathing has been good. You know, Paulie pissed about conditions. Yeah, Paulie is fucking bitching. Paulie is no. We're not going to talk about Mayweather McGregor in this video. We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. See how y'all trying to get me? See, no, we're not talking about Mayweather McGregor in this. No. You see how y'all try to trick? Y'all got some tricksters. Y'all some tricks. Y'all got some. What's it called? Some rouge. What's that? A cunning attempt to trick somebody? Some shit like that. Y'all got some rouge with you, huh? Try to trick me. You know, talking about Paulie. Paulie on the talk show circuit. Paulie been on the show every day. Paulie been on a different show every day. Talking that shit. Talking that shit. What way do you feel most comfortable at? You know, I can make one. I can make 150. I can make 150. I'm about 240 now, about 245. Last I checked, I'm about 245 now. About 245 now, some shit. You know, some shit like that. You know, but you know, anything's possible through God's will. The first thing I did with my diet is I eliminated carbonated beverages. So I haven't been drinking soda. I've been making like big ass pitchers of homemade tea with tea bags and shit. You know how like you fucking boil the tea bags and then you gotta wait for like it to cool and then mix some water in and shit. You know, so it can like dilute and stuff. Yeah, I can get down on 150. I mean, it'll be rough, but like I said, anything's possible through the will of God. Through our Lord and Savior, anything's possible. You know, I might be fucked up looking, you know, probably heavily risking organ failure, but I'd be good. I'd be good. As long as I have my little fucking fluids, and I'll probably just rehydrate. I'll probably just rehydrate like 70 pounds, some shit overnight. Some shit. You know, but Broner fucked it up. He fucked up the payday. Everywhere I go, listen, this is real shit. Everywhere I was going, people's like, yo, man, you really fighting Broner, yo? I'm like, man, he just got to take care of business on July 29th. You know, I was cutting weight. I was eating like just rice with no seasoning and stuff. And I was eating like a lot of veggies and stuff. I was running. You know, I went to the doctor about my asthma. You know, and he fucked up our money. The people wanted it. The people wanted Broner T Street. You know, now it's, you know, now I can't fight it. You know? Do you think you could have beaten Broner? What? Broner never seen speed like mine. Y'all, listen, y'all don't know. Y'all think it's a joke. Broner never seen the style. Broner never seen a style like mine. He never seen speed like mine. Like, I would have confused him. I would have been confusing him. There's no money in Broner T Street no more. There's no money. I got bigger fish to fry. I'm gonna just wait for somebody else to call me out, and then I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna keep talking shit. I'm gonna wait for somebody else to call me out. You know, so it's about timing. The right fight gonna come along. The right fight gonna come along. You know, y'all gonna see what T Street's about. The right fight gonna come along. Gonna hire a tranny. The fuck is you talking about, dude? Oh, we got the power bottoms in the chat. I forgot. After a while, you get the sodomites in the chat, the freaks. If you stay on too long, good thing we only got 2 minutes left. Good thing we only got 2 minutes left. So I can get the hell out of here. The freaks are coming out. Fucking freaks. I'm gonna take a little break, go play some video games. No, I'm not gonna start dinner. Then I'm gonna come back, you know, do some videos. I'm gonna do a video on Miras Briedis versus Mike Perez in the World Boxing Super Series. A video on the Dylan White fight, and 2 more videos I'm supposed to be doing. And also I'm going to release like some random footage that I have in my archives of, I think it's probably going to be Leonard Ellerby owning Dan Rayfield, and probably I'm going to find something that I have maybe from like Peter Fury or something random and put that out. You know, some shit like that. You know, so I'm Teach Your Controversy, man. This is Teach. Oh, we got 2 more minutes. Damn it. We started at 2:01. Oh, we got 2 more minutes. Did you see Jose Aldo train with Robert Garcia? No, why would I give a shit about that? Nope, I'm not going live again. Nope. No more live videos. No, hey, listen. We've been consistent over the last couple days, and I'm maintaining this consistency because I don't have to go anywhere this week. You know, so we put out, you know, no, we don't need to put out any live videos. We may do one this weekend. We may do one this weekend. So yeah, in the last, since Saturday, we've put out 1, 2, 3, 4, 26 videos. Wait, 24. 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 videos since Saturday afternoon. The first one was when I did the one on Con Wife. So we want to keep this consistency going. You see what I'm saying? You know, and that's how subscribers start going up. We gained 25 since yesterday. That's how subscribers start going up. And that's how, you know, you get people to be like, oh, yo, he's back. He's back. You know? So that's what we're doing. And plus, you know, we getting ready for the money grab. The money grab is 18 days away. We gotta get that money. We gotta get that money. Because if you wait too late to get in on a money grab, it's going to be over. So we're already in on a money grab. Like I said, numbers are right. We're already in on it. We in on that money grab. We in on it. You know, so you see Paulie in on it. You know, Paulie for sure in on it. Watch. Paulie gonna be on Dr. Phil and shit. You know, getting in touch with his inner feelings on how Conor put that work on him in sparring. Then he's going to go on Anderson Cooper later on tonight, right? Right? You're going to see him on the Breakfast Club. He's going to be on the Breakfast Club. Then sometime next week, you're going to see him with Sway. Yeah, Paulie is milking it like a motherfucker. He's milking it. And he letting out little pieces like what was the headline today? He's scum. He treats, you know, what does he say? He was, you know, yeah, Paulie milking us like a motherfucker. Yo, God bless him, though. Listen, can you be mad at him? It's the money grab. Gotta get it. Listen, let Paulie get his money. Let Paulie get his money. Y'all some haters. So they're gonna be on Jimmy Kimmel. They're like, well, can you tell us about Conor McGregor? Well, you know, he's you know, but like very ignorant guy. You know, he doesn't take care of his team. You know, so they're gonna do the exclusive sit down with Oprah. The exclusive sit down with Oprah. No, this ain't that big. This ain't that big of a money grab. Is the money grab that big? Is the money grab really that big? It's not that big of a money grab. Not for Oprah. I'll see you guys later, man. I'm gonna pump out some videos. Teach Your Controversy. This is Teach Your Controversy Live. Please subscribe.